AI lead generation is the most in-demand service to offer as an agency owner in 2025. And it's only going to get better and better as the technology continues to improve throughout this year. So if you're watching this right now, know that you are early to adopting this brand new service that's already shaking up the industry and frankly is going to make many new millionaires over the next few years. Now in today's video, I'm going to be outlining the entire service delivery strategy step by step. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to go out there and offer this service to your clients. A service that your clients don't only need, but actually want. One that on a sales call makes them go, damn, I need this. And I need it before my competitors get hold of this. You know, in fact, I already own a 7-figure agency and have done for 7 years now. But if I lost it tomorrow, this is the only agency I would consider starting if I wanted maximum opportunity throughout this year. So let's get into it. Now, I'm going to be running you through a number of different variables when it comes to delivering this service. I'm going to be breaking this down step by step on the presumption that you don't already have a service for your agency. And for those of you that do, this is going to be a bit of a recap in some areas. Quickly before I do dive straight into the first step, I want to announce a bit of a competition on this video. I want you guys to let me know why you're interested in starting an AI lead generation agency and drop that in the comments down below underneath this video. And for every 1 in 100 people, so every 100 comments will pick out one person to win a completely free coaching call with one of my senior executives, and we're going to break down your current situation and create a roadmap for you that's going to enable you to scale to $10,000 a month in your agency in the shortest time frame possible. Or if you're already at that point, break through to that next level of scale. So comment down below with your why. I want to understand why you're starting an agency and what position you're in right now. And we'll start drawing them the minute we hit 100 comments. Cool. Also make sure you're subscribed. Okay, turn your notification bells on because I'm going to be posting a lot more content about this over the next weeks and months. So the first step in offering this service is generating traffic. Okay, what we are doing as an agency is we are offering a service that's going to make our clients more money. Okay, and so in order to generate them more money, we have to get them more customers. In order to get more customers, we have to get more leads. Okay, so the first question we have to ask ourselves is, where will we find our client's audience? Okay, and I'm going to be giving you a number of different options for each of these steps of the service as we break it down today. Now, quickly before we get too deep into this, if you're thinking, I don't know what AI lead generation is, I've started an SMA, then I've already recorded a video that breaks down how we got to this point in the agency space, how we started off maybe even in SMA or offering organic services and now have come to offering AI lead generation. I'll put a link in the description. Go ahead and watch that video maybe first before you proceed throughout this one to get that additional context. Okay, if you want to know the backstory of this service and why it's so hot and why it's such a massive opportunity as we come into this year. So traffic is where we're going to be starting. The next step is lead generation, okay? Hence AI lead generation. We have to ask ourselves, how will we turn the client's audience into leads? So how are we going to pique the interest of these potential customers and turn them into leads, people that have raised their hand and said, yes, I'm interested in this. The third step is the CRM system. So how will we track and manage their leads? Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit there just to make sure that you can see this. So how are we going to track and manage their leads? Okay, how are we then going to convert them? The fourth step is AI appointment setting. How can we automatically book appointments for them? Okay, so let's say we're working typically with, let's say, local businesses to start off with, although honestly you guys can work with any business. You could work with B2B companies, you could work with commercial businesses, you could work with online service businesses like coaching businesses, education companies, even e-commerce companies in some conditions as well, if they're maybe wholesaling. So you can work with any niche that you want to work with. I am going to be focusing on the service today. If you want me to talk about the best AI lead gen niches, drop a comment down below, and if enough of you comment, then I'll create that video in the future. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to consider how we can automatically book appointments for them. If you're an agency owner and you do any kind of lead generation and you've dabbled in appointment setting before, you'll know that, let me just get rid of this notification. You'll know that appointment setting is incredibly time consuming. Now with AI, we don't have to spend time doing this ourselves, and so we can use systems in order to book more appointments. And also the key here, without getting ahead of ourselves, is these appointments are going to be booked much more efficiently as well. So your conversion rates are going to increase considerably versus kind of manually appointment setting on behalf of your clients. Now, the fifth and final step is further systems, okay? We want to ask ourselves, when we've worked with a client for a long time, once we've got an understanding of their niche and we've got a deep understanding of their business, we want to ask ourselves what custom systems will make their business more effective, okay? So what custom systems can we implement for them? Maybe adopting AI, maybe not, it depends on the business, okay? Likely you're going to adopt some kind of AI system because that's going to allow you to expedite your learning and create systems much quicker, okay? We're going to look for inefficiencies in the business and consider how we can get rid of those for the client. Okay, so let's dive straight into this. So the first thing that we're going to explore is meta ads. And what I'm really doing is I'm going to give you a number of different options, a number of different variables today on how you actually offer this service. Okay, so what I go through in the first stage isn't the only variable that we're going to be going through. This will all depend on your niche, it will depend on yourself, it will depend on your experience, it will depend on what you actually want from your business. Okay, this isn't rigid. But the first and most common way of generating traffic, let's say for local businesses, is meta ads. Okay, meta ads being Facebook and Instagram, because Facebook, of course, own Instagram, and then they renamed it to Meta to just confuse us all. Okay, now I will actually run through. Yeah, shall we? Yeah, I'm going to run through a demo. I'm going to actually show you how to set up a meta ad today, so you can get a good understanding of that and how it actually works. And what we do to actually generate leads from these meta ads is we are conventionally going to run what is called a lead form. Okay, so Meta have a functionality called a lead form, and what that means is we're able to create a form on the platform, and it can be on Facebook or Instagram, that someone can fill in, a potential customer can fill in to redeem an offer specifically. Okay, what does that look like? So this is a Facebook lead form, okay, so it's a little bit of an old image, you can tell by the iPhone there, but they really haven't changed much over the years. And so here we've got an ad for a PPC campaign. Not enough time to run your PPC campaigns. I'm going to presume that all of you have seen a Meta ad or a Facebook ad at your time. You click that Learn More button, it opens up a form where you can collect data. So you can say, okay, what's the full name? What's the email address? What's the company name? And we can ask any other custom questions so we can qualify that lead and make sure that they're actually going to be high quality, okay? And so an example of this would be, let's say we're working with a kitchen remodeling company. We might do a free valuation, and then someone is filling in their details. One of the questions might be, what is your budget, okay? And so then we're getting an indication of qualification before we go ahead and contact them. And it is as simple as that. How are we going to create one of those? I'm actually going to go on the Meta Business Library. One second, let me just load this up, and I will show you how we would create a lead form ad in under 5 minutes. So we're going over to business.facebook.com. If you don't already have a Meta business account set up, you're going to go ahead and create an account. I'll go into one of my existing ad accounts right now. Okay, so when you've created your business manager account, it is very simple. It's just step by step, fill in your name, your company name, etc. Then you're going to come through to the ad manager. And the ad manager is where we create our ads. You won't see all of these. Yours is going to be nice and clean, but this is an active ad account, so I can actually show you me setting up an ad. Now, I do have detailed videos on my channel that are just dedicated to meta ads. And so if you want to learn in detail, I'm going to put a link in the description. You can go ahead and study those in your own time. But I'm going to be going through now just how to create a lead form ad, and we'll use the hypothetical example of a commercial cleaning business, okay? And so if we want to create a lead form ad, all we need to do is hit the create button, then we choose our campaign type, okay, so what are we trying to achieve? Well, we want leads, and we're going to hit continue. We then are going to do either a tailored leads campaign, which is where this is really just very easy for people that don't understand meta ads. It's going to be all of the latest kind of AI strategies and so on for meta. We're going to do manual leads campaign that gives us more flexibility. And if you want to learn how to do things like the pros, that's the best thing for you to do. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is choose our campaign settings. So we're going to choose this, we're going to call it, commercial cleaning. Okay, for example, we just want to name this something that's going to be memorable. And then we're going to scroll down, we're going to ignore most of this, apart from the campaign budget. Now, on Meta, there are two ways that you can set your budget. There's campaign budget optimization, and there's ad set budget optimization. In the broadest way possible, use campaign budget optimization for testing, and ad set budget optimization for scaling when you've found ads that are working well. Campaign budget optimization will allow Meta to choose where they distribute ad spend. Let's say you launch 5 ads. It won't spend evenly across those 5 ads. It will choose where to spend based on what is performing the best. Okay, so it really makes it a lot easier for less advanced advertisers. We're going to set the budget to, let's say, 5. Ideally, it needs to be a minimum $5, £5, €5 per day per ad budget. We're only creating one creative, so it can be 5. If it's going to be 4 creatives, of course it wants to be 20. Now, of course, the budget can be more and should be more depending on the product or service you're selling, but 5 is a nice place to start, maybe even 10 depending on what you've got your clients to agree to. Okay, then going to hit next, and now we are on the ad set settings. So the first thing we're going to do is set the name. So we're going to do commercial cleaning. Now, ad set is where we select the targeting and also what kind of ad we want to create. So we're going to do a lead form ad, so let's name it that. And then we're going to choose the conversion type. We're going to do instant forms. Okay, instant forms are lead forms. It used to be called lead forms. Now, if you're doing AI lead gen, you could also set this as a WhatsApp campaign, which means when someone opts into this ad, they send a message on WhatsApp, and then you could set up an AI appointment setting system to speak automatically to someone on WhatsApp, qualify them, and get them booked in. Okay, it's completely your choice. Be experimental with your clients, and it will depend on the businesses that you're working with. Okay, but for the purpose of this, we're going to create an instant form. We're going to make sure you've got the right Facebook page selected. We're going to keep all of the default settings the same. We're going to make sure that it is running instantly. And then we are going to change the audience control. So Facebook is going to want you to do Advantage Plus, okay? And where it is basically going to select audiences for you based on what you input. We are going to manually do this. We're going to switch to original audience options, and we're going to do use original audience, okay, which is where we're going to have more control over who we're actually targeting. Locations is the first thing that we're going to edit, so we can go under United Kingdom, or we can make this much more specific, and we can just do London, for example. And then we can change the radius that we're targeting in London to make it smaller. Okay, so we're narrowing the target pool. Let's say this, if this business is based in London, and we can add as many more as we want. We can add some in bulk. We can also exclude areas as well if there are certain areas that you don't want to be targeting. Age-wise, for this, we're going to be targeting, it's commercial cleaning, so it's going to be business owners typically. Let's do 28 plus, so 28 to 65 plus, and then we're going to do all genders, and we're going to do some detailed targeting. So this is where we get to select different demographics, different interests that people have, and so on. We're targeting business owners because it's commercial, which is B2B. So we're going to target Facebook page admins is one of the ways that you can target business owners on Facebook. And you can see that there's a lot of people in that audience, and we can go off that. We're going to try and turn advanced detailed targeting off and see what that does to the audience size. Okay, so advanced detailed targeting means that Facebook will find people outside of this audience in instances. It can work very well. It really depends on what you're trying to achieve. So by all means, keep it on. The general rule of thumb is you want to have your audiences as broad as possible initially, so you're hitting a large pool, and then based on results, you can then narrow down that audience later. You also have to remember that the smaller the budget, so let's say there's 1 million people here, this audience might only last a couple of months, okay? But actually I think that is enough. There's enough for us to run this ad initially so we can keep this open like that. But if this ad's going to be running for a long time and it's a large budget, we want that audience size to be larger. The minimum estimated audience size that we want to be targeting is going to be like 200K. And that ad is probably going to fatigue quite quickly, which means it's going to hit all of those people and then you'll start getting diminishing returns on the back end. But we're going to keep that ticked off for now. And we're going to keep placements as Advantage Plus. That's fine. Placements is where Meta shows your ads, okay, on the actual platform itself. So we're going to hit next, and now we are on the ad level. So what are the visuals? What are we actually looking at? So we'll do commercial cleaning, we'll do lead form, and let's say this is going to be an image ad. Now, I'm not creating an image ad right now. As I say, I go through that in more detail in other videos on this channel, so go and check them out. But I will run you through how to actually set one up. So we do setup creative. We're going to do an image ad. This, of course, can be a video, depending on the creative you've got. The primary text is where we're going to state our offer. Okay, I'm going to put this there just so you can see where this comes up. The headline is going to be the call to action. And then the call to action button is this one here. So we're going to do learn more. Okay, so for commercial cleaning, it might be like a free clean, and this description is just underneath the headline. So this could be 5-star reviews on Google, for example. Then we're going to hit next, and we're going to choose some media. These are some pretty old images sat on this. particular account. There's Bald Jordan there from like 2018. It'd be rude not to have Bald Jordan on this ad, wouldn't it? So let's do that. And now we also have AI lead not AI lead generation, AI generation on Facebook. Well, so Facebook will basically create the creative for us. Can't lie, it's pretty ugly. Like, it really isn't that attractive. But we can upload our logo. We can change the font as well that we're actually using here. But there are a lot of limitations. Okay, it's really not that sexy. So this really is for absolute basics. For the rest of you, or for the majority of you, I recommend you going over to Canva, creating your ads on Canva, or going over to addcreative.ai and creating your creative there. Or, of course, the ultimate solution is you pay a graphic designer who's got a lot of experience. Okay, but it's completely your choice based on your budget and your experience. Skip and continue, and we're going to get a preview of what this ad actually looks like. So we'll hit done, and now we can see this is the main text, so state your offer. Then we've got a call to action here, and then we also have learn more. If we want to go ahead and we can preview this ad, we can hit advanced preview, and it's going to open it up in a number of different formats so we can see what it actually looks like. But what we want to do here is we want to create an instant form. So we're going to hit create form, and then we're going to name this form. So this might be commercial cleaning. Let's just say we're doing a free evaluation. Okay, that isn't really a strong offer. What I would want to do if I was really trying to think of a strong offer for commercial cleaning is I'd go on what's called the Meta ad library, where you can see other businesses advertising on Meta, and I would search commercial cleaning, and I would see what offers or what ads have been running for a long time, which indicates that they're performing well, and I would figure out which offer I want to run for my client whilst having a conversation with the client. The form type, we're going to do more volume initially, just like targeting, want it to be broad, and then we can narrow down to higher intent or whatever later based on lead quality. But we're going to do more volume. We're going to hit next. We can then set a background image, so we can change this image here from the grey, and we can also set a greeting if we want to. We're just going to hit next. And this is where we get to choose the questions. Let's move full name on top of email. And let's make sure that we also collect phone number. You can collect any other information you want. Okay, so you can do date of birth and so on, whatever is relevant to the product or service that you're selling. But most importantly, we want to add 1 to 3 different custom questions as well. So we're actually pre-qualifying the prospect. Okay, so we're going to do add question. We can do a short answer, or we could do multiple choice. But let's do a short answer. What is your monthly cleaning budget? Okay. For example, that would be a nice qualification question for this kind of a client. And that's now adding that to the form, and so we will be able to see this information on the back end. For advanced users, you can do conditional logic, which means that when someone gives us a specific answer on a specific question, you can then either skip to another question, or you can submit the form, or you can also close the form as well, so it will dequalify on the Facebook front end. I wouldn't recommend you doing that as a function on your ads. I think it's better off to do that on the back end. So you can actually still, at least initially, so you can have control at overseeing those leads and gauge the quality of them yourself. Okay, but feel free to do conditional logic if you're spending a lot of money, because then Facebook will learn over time which leads are good and which leads are bad. We hit next. We upload a link to our privacy policy from our website. If you don't have one, go on ChatGPT and create one. We hit next, and we have our thank you page. Now, a thank you page is actually a great place for us to get more sales. So we could have a call to action saying, thanks, if you want to get hold of us sooner, then this is our phone number, and we prompt people to call us. You could send them through to our website to get hold of a free resource. You could get them to download a free resource if that was your call to action, and so on. Okay, you get the idea, even a promo code there as well, which is incredibly useful. Back when I was first starting my agency, we had to send promo codes over via email and so on, which was a lot harder than it is today. Okay, so don't forget that the thank you page is a great opportunity for you to get more leads. You could even have a referral system. Maybe it's a gym free trial that you're running. And on here, it could be like, bring a friend with you for free. And then there's a promo code that they have to redeem in order to bring a friend with them. So now you're doubling the leads that you're generating for every lead that you're paying for. We hit create form, and then we're good to go. And all we're going to do from there is then hit, let's just get rid of that. And then we're going to hit publish. Okay. So we hit the publish button, and our ad starts running. It's going to take a little while to go out of approval. But it'll start running within 24 hours. It'll start spending money. I don't want this ad to be running on my account with this strange call to action and Bull Jordan sat there, because people are going to be very, very confused. But then we'll start be able to analyze our data. And what I would recommend you doing is uploading a minimum of 3 different ad creatives. So you're testing in that ad set budget, in that campaign budget optimization. Maybe test out one offer with 3 different visuals, so 3 different ads that you're actually running, 3 different images or videos or a combination of those things. And that's going to be a nice place for you to start, okay, to actually generate leads for your clients. Awesome. So that is lead forms. That really is as simple as it is. As I say, if you want to go in much more detail, then you absolutely can. We've got all sorts of training on our back end through products, on the front end through YouTube videos, but that'll give you everything that you need to actually launch your first lead form campaign. You don't have to overcomplicate this. Okay, the key though is in the creative and in the offer. The offer has to be right. It has to resonate with the audience. Okay, and obviously the visuals have to be good as well. So next CRM system, we generate some leads, we've got some interest, we've got some prospects. Where are we going to send them? We're going to send them through to Go High Level. Now there are many CRM systems that you can use in an agency, but truly the only CRM system that I recommend is Go High Level. Go High Level is an all-in-one CRM for agency owners, okay? And it literally eliminates the need for tens of other softwares that you will have had to use if not otherwise, okay? Like ClickFunnels, for example, for creating landing pages, or Webflow or WordPress or whatever you would create a landing page on, okay? High Level has that solution inbuilt, but it also allows us, I think I've got a tab open, to create custom pipelines. Okay, a pipeline is basically the stage in which a lead is at when they opt in to working with us. So for example, this is a paid ads pipeline. So we get a new lead come in and all of the leads data would sit underneath this, and we can add a new opportunity. So let's just do Jordan Platten, for example, and we could create a contact, and there we've got it, and then we'll just create. We can add a bunch of information, but we're just going to go ahead and just add that lead in so you can then see. And we can drag this lead around, and we can have various different automations that trigger based on the stage that the lead is actually in when they start working with us, when they sign up or when we start speaking to them. So we've got new leads, we've got qualified leads because we want to make sure they're actually qualified for the service. Are they ghosting us so they're not responding? Have we set an appointment? Have they no-showed that appointment? Is there cancellation? Are we in a negotiation stage? And is the client actually closed? Ideally, we want our clients using the platform as well, which won't always happen, but if it does, then they can be managing the pipeline and we can be getting a deep understanding of what leads are actually converting on the back end. Now again, as with many of these things, I've created a much more in-depth Go High Level video on my YouTube channel where I go through things like automation and I break down how we can automate different pipeline stages. That includes various different flows, which are SMS flows, so we can send SMS text messages, WhatsApp messages, and emails to clients based on the stage they're at on the pipeline. Okay, if I go over to conversations, you will see this is where we actually have those conversations. We start a new message. Is it a direct message? We do also do a group message, which is a new function there, and then we can choose SMS, WhatsApp, or email. And all of these automations are things that I show you on this Go High Level video. So I'll put that, you're going to have some homework of watching other videos after this. I'll put that in the description. You can go and watch that after this. Now, you might be wondering why this says just close and not Go High Level. And that is because High Level allow you to white label their software, which means you can put it on a custom domain. So when you're selling this to your clients, it looks like you have your own custom built CRM system, which drastically increases the perception of how valuable your agency actually is. I'll also put a link in the description for High Level because they have a very, very generous free trial that they offer to everybody that subscribes to this channel. So you can go and check them out there as well. Okay, so that is Go High Level. Go and check them out and watch that video. And actually, I see a new feature here, manage ads. We can now manage ads on High Level as well. High Level has got such a large budget that their development team are just growing so rapidly that they're just constantly churning out new features. So it now looks like we can manage meta ads directly on High Level as well. If you want me to create a video on this after playing around with it, drop a comment down below and I'll see what I can do. Albeit, I imagine this is a bit of a feature for people that are completely new to managing ads. Maybe if your clients want to manage their own ads for themselves, because as I've already shown you on the Meta Ads library, it's not rocket science. So if you know how to use Meta Ads yourself on the ads library natively, then I would recommend you doing that. But I'll play around with this and I'll let you know if it's something worth talking about. Cool. So that is our CRM system. We have to make sure we've got a rigorous system for actually storing leads and then automating the process of following up with them if we can't get hold of them, and so on and so forth. Now, at this stage, what used to happen is lead generation agencies, not AI ones, but just lead generation agencies, would then call up these leads. They would send SMSs, they would send them emails, they would call them, and they would try and book in appointments with those leads. One of those calls, very simple, the script is very similar to a customer service script. Let's say it's for commercial cleaning. It might be, hi, is that John I'm speaking to? Yes, it is. Hi John, it's Jordan here calling from Jordan's Commercial Cleaning. I saw you opted in for our Facebook form for a free quotation. Is that right? Yes, it is. Great. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit more about your job, and then if it's a good fit, I can get you booked in for that valuation. We can come out to you as well. Awesome. So, qualification questions. What is your budget? How long have you been looking to get this done? Can you give me an overview of what you're actually looking for? And then once we've qualified them, then we'll say, okay, cool, are you free on this day or this day? And we book them in on the calendar. Now, I will say, for the purpose of being fully transparent, at the time of recording this video, manual calling still does have a place in a lead generation agency's roster. Because through my own personal split tests, manual calling does get a higher conversion rate on actually speaking to a prospect than an AI automated dialer does. There is a massive caveat to that, and that is that I have absolutely no doubts that literally within weeks or months after recording this video, AI will have completely taken over the conversion rate of manual. And we also have to consider that AI is calling 24/7, 7 days a week, whereas a human has a delay in getting hold of somebody and actually reaching them in an adequate time. And they're not working 24 hours, 7 days a week. And so if you're dealing with large lead volume, I have no doubts that AI will convert at a higher rate than manual calling, even right now. But whatever way we look at it, as soon as this technology advances, manual calling is out of the window. So it's your choice. You can manually call, you can't manually call. Like, it's your agency, it's your clients. Test this stuff out for yourself and then make the decision for yourself. On the flip side to that, what I will say is, when it comes to SMS, when it comes to WhatsApp, when it comes to text-based automation, AI trumps humans every single time right now, okay? And the tool that I've been using, that I literally would not recommend a single other tool, like this tool is incredible, is a Pointwise. A Pointwise is an AI appointment setting tool. And let me just show you this right now. I think I'm actually logged in to my account. Where are we at? Pointwise, here we are. Now, Pointwise is a brand new software, an AI software. I say brand new, they've already got hundreds of users, but in the grand scheme of things, new. That automatically connects to your Go High Level account and reaches out to the leads that opt into your ads that land on the pipeline. In fact, they could be from anywhere and land on the pipeline. It'll reach out to those leads. It'll pre-qualify them based on the questions you want the AI to ask, and you'll program that. I'll show you how to in a moment. And then it'll look at your client's calendar availability and send over a number of different options that the client is available and book the prospect straight in with the client, all automated. And through my tests, I've found that AI appointment setting through this system on a Pointwise is 3 times more effective than human appointment setters. So you might wonder why. Why is text-based automation so much more effective than human right now? Well, it's because, number one, it's pretty hard to decipher that it's actually AI speaking to you and not a human, especially when we're working with local businesses, okay, where the clients are not really even clued up that this is a possibility that could be happening. But also, most importantly, it is response times. Humans simply cannot get through to every single lead. If you're generating 50 leads on behalf of your clients every single month, you're not going to be able to get through to every single one of those leads in a timely manner. But an AI bot can make sure it responds to those leads within 1 minute every single time with in-depth answers. It's never getting tired. It's always got high energy. It's always following the script. And it's doing it 24/7. And it's so much more effective. So if you're an agency owner, if you're in lead gen, and you're manually sending SMSs and emails and WhatsApps and so on to your leads, not only are you significantly wasting your time and significantly wasting money, because time is money, and God forbid you're probably even paying an appointment setter to do that for you, and this is a fraction of the cost of an appointment setter, but you're just not getting the maximum results you could be getting for your clients. And so you're doing a disservice to your clients if you're not using a system like AppointWise right now to convert the leads into appointments. It is just factually better than manual. And it's very, very exciting because this is only going to get better and better and better as this technology improves. So this is a kitchen remodeling account. This is one of my demo accounts, and we actually linked this to a prospect temporarily as I was showing some of our students in one of our coaching programs. And what we do, we go on the strategy. You can have a number of different strategies for clients. The first thing we get to choose is choose the strategy. We then get to, we can tag it so we can find it easily, and then we can choose the tone. Do we want it to be friendly and casual? Do we want it to be empathetic and supportive? And all this is doing is allowing us to program the bot and define how we want it to speak to our prospects. I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller for this so I don't take up the space. We then have our main AI instructions, which we'll come on to in a moment. And then we have our adjustments. So as far as objection handling is concerned, do we want it to be Mother Teresa? So basically, do we want the bot to take no for an answer and never try an objection handle? Or do we want buy or die? So do we want it to objection handle hard? Do we want, what's the qualification priority? Is it conservative or is it aggressive? Do we want to make sure that we get an answer out of all of our qualification questions? How important is that to us and the client? And then creativity. How much do we want AI to go out of the boundaries of the instructions that we have sent it? So do we want it to stick to the script, or do we want it to take the reins? So even through tone and just adjustments, we have so much flexibility over how we use this bot, which is why AppointWise to me is leagues ahead of every other appointment setting system that exists right now, because there's so much flexibility to control this, and it's not being recognized as AI very easily, which is why the conversion rate is so high. So, AI instructions, okay, we've probably all heard that our output is only as good as our input. Well, this is our input. This is how we are training the bot. Now, the great thing about AppointWise, and again, something I haven't seen on any other tool, you guys will know if you've followed me for a long time. If you're not following me right now and you're watching this video, make sure you are subscribed and you turn your notification bell on. You'll know that I test out hundreds and hundreds of different softwares. I very, very rarely endorse a software and talk highly of a software, and because I just don't want to endorse something unless I know it's absolutely incredible. I've tested out so many different SMS automation tools for my own business in order to stay on top of AI. AppointWise has been leagues above everything else. I love this generate instructions section, which allows us to create the AI context without really having to create it. We just fill in a number of questions. So describe who the AI works for, state the AI objective, and give us an example there. What is the disqualification criteria? Okay, and then we get to choose from a number of different rules. Okay, so what is the tone going to be like? What is the response length meant to be like? What is the punctuation and grammar? What objection handles are there? What about compliance? What about language? Okay, what words to use and what not to use? Then we add custom rules. Never say cool, for example, if we don't want to do that. And then we hit next. Now again, we can add more context. So conversational keywords that we want to include in responses. Okay, so what ones do we want to include? And then we want to have an example. We could put an example of a conversation that we've already had. Maybe we've already manually appointment set for our client, or we can paste that entire conversation there so we've got the context. And then we're going to review that entire prompt, which has been generated for us, and then that's going to add that to the AI instructions for us. So we don't have to worry about the quality of our input and being a prompt engineer or really understanding AI in order to have a really well-programmed bot using AppointWise. Cool. So the next step, once we've got the pre-programming, is we're going to set our initial message. You can go ahead and you can copy this message if you like. It's proven to work. It's going to be hi, first name, so we've got an import field, and we can do custom values there. There's a number of different custom values that we can pull in, like company name, for example. This is Amy from Design Build Remodelers. Just a little hack for you. The female names convert better than male names on these bots. It's interesting. I just saw you filled out our request form for a kitchen remodel. Thanks for reaching out. I know you're likely exploring options. What's your ideal timeline for the remodel? And now we have our qualifications questions here as well. Okay, so we've got a number of different questions. Now you have to imagine that AI is going to adapt these questions based on the responses. We will go through testing this in a second. And then we can also add follow-ups. So if the prospect doesn't respond, what are the follow-up messages we want to send? And so between a point-wise and go high level, we can automate the process of sending follow-ups to prospects who don't respond. Okay, so we are squeezing a yes or a no out of every single lead that comes in and opts into our system. Okay, and this is all done via either SMS or WhatsApp. If you're in the UK or US, I recommend WhatsApp. Like WhatsApp works incredibly well. Okay, step 3 is booking. Do we want automated AI bookings? This is going to be based on the calendar that we have set in Go High Level. So we can automatically send over potential times for a prospect to book in, or we can use a call to action, so we can just send over a link. Okay, this could be a Calendly link or a manual booking link from Google or from whatever booking system that your clients are actually using. Okay, I would recommend using the automated AI bookings because it's just it's so much better and it's so much more human simulating when someone's actually sending you over a suggested number of times. Step 4 is the knowledge, so we can input some context on the company. You can literally paste as much as you want into here about your business, what you're trying to achieve, or of course about your clients, and then any FAQs as well. So if somebody goes off-piste, okay, if they're speaking to the bot, but they're asking questions that are not necessarily relevant to the thing they've opted in with, then we can add all those FAQs for peace of mind there as well, so the bot has all the context we need. And of course, as we use this over time, it's going to get more and more sophisticated. We'll be able to look at all the conversations that are being had, and then we'll be able to add more FAQs. We'll be able to add more instructions on the front end. We'll be able to perfect our prompt. So within like 30 days of using this, we can perfect this bot so it'll always outperform any person that we could pay who probably doesn't have all of this information, who doesn't have all the context on hand in order to respond quickly. So we hit save, and then we've got our bot. Okay, let's actually test this out. Let's go to test AI and let's have a conversation with this. So we've got our first message coming in, and we'll give it some throwballs. What's your ideal timeline for the remodel? I need this in 1 week to start. Okay, not even good English. Let's see what happens there. All right, understood. To get started, can you give me a rough estimate? And obviously you can change the time period that you respond to people. To get started, can you give me a rough estimate of the square footage or overall size of the kitchen you want transformed? Okay, so cool. It's like, all right, understood. That's a good response. Yes, rough estimate. It's about 20 square meters, and I want it all brand new and black. Okay, they didn't even ask about the colour. That's fine. Got it. A brand new black kitchen sounds sleek. Nice. One more thing before we schedule. Do you have a target budget range you're working with for this remodel? We don't have much money. Maximum 10K. Thanks for sharing out. With budget 10K, we can explore some cost-effective options for your remodel. Let's set up a time to discuss further. How about Thursday at 9 a.m. or Friday at 11 a.m.? Amazing. I can't do either of those times. Do you have anything on Saturday? Don't have available on Saturday. How about Monday at 9 a.m. or Tuesday at 10 a.m.? I mean, what more can you ask than that? What else have we got? Let's just throw a curveball. Do you work on roofs as well? We specialise in home remodelling, but we focus on interior space like kitchens and bathrooms. If you're interested in those, let me know. And then we're reaffirming. Look at that. How about Monday at 9 a.m. for the kitchen discussion? You know, we're bringing it back to the prospect. Amazing. Love it. We can go on our analytics, and we can go ahead and we can look at the strategy that we've set. As I said, we can split test different strategies, which is great. So we can look at the total leads generated, we can look at the response rate and so on, so we can see how those metrics compare. And if we do go on strategies, we can hit the split test button, and this is where we actually now can have a variation. So we've got an A/B test, and we can compare each of these strategies against each other. And so now we can cross-analyze what is actually working based on 2 different bots that we've programmed, which is incredible. Like, when a point-wise then in the future start offering like phone and integrate onto this as well, which I'm hoping the guys are going to do. Like, guys, if you're watching this from the team at the Pointwise, you absolutely should do that. When they integrate phone onto this as well, and you can then call up these leads within the same automation, fed off the same database system, this is going to be completely invaluable. Like, yeah, I haven't been so bullish about a tool for a very, very long time. This is changing. Like, we work with hundreds upon hundreds of lead generation agencies in our coaching program. And this is completely changing the game for so many of them that have had to spend so much money manually appointment setting, hiring team members, that are now moving over to softwares like Pointwise, and it's just dramatically increasing the results they're getting for their clients. And also using this for their own agencies as well. So when they generate their own leads, I can tell, like, I can talk about this for a long time. I'm excited about this. If you guys want me to create an entire video on a Pointwise and AI appointment setting systems, maybe even on how you can build this for your own agency to generate more leads for yourself, drop a comment down below. Drop a comment down below with Pointwise as a keyword so I can see that and I can get an understanding that you want me to create more content on this, and maybe I'll create an entire dedicated video on this because I'm kind of hijacking this video right now. I'll also put a link in the description. Pointwise have got a really great 14-day free trial running right now, so you can go ahead and you can test this. You can prove to yourself that it's going to get better results than you're getting right now. Or you sign up a client, you just got a free run to start off with, and yeah, you get 14 days completely free using the tool, and it is just infinitely cheaper than any other solution that you could use when it comes to kind of manual setting and so on. So yeah, go and check that out. Let me know if you want me to make a more in-depth video. They do also have their own training programs that teach you how to use it and kind of the future of the platform and so on, based on a beginner level and advanced as well. But I'll talk about it more in the future, no doubt, as we progress. I'll tell you one final thing that I absolutely loved when we onboarded to a Pointwise is one-on-one calls. A Pointwise offer one-on-one onboarding calls, so you can speak to them on a call and run through anything that you need to set up, which is so invaluable. I don't know anyone else that's doing that right now. So props to those guys. It's great to see a new company on the scene just absolutely smashing it, and focus specifically for agency owners, building solutions for agency owners, not for like random businesses and for all these different things, like dedicated solutions for agency owners to help improve their lives, to help them get more clients and to deliver results for those clients. Okay? So, yeah, do what you will there. Now, the final thing that I want to show you is, or talk about at least, is further systems. Okay, the question we have to ask ourselves for further systems is, what custom systems will make the business more effective? Now, I'm not going to include anything there yet. In fact, I'm not actually going to include any further systems in this video because this is something that I can talk about in a lot more detail in a dedicated video. Further systems are all about analyzing what your prospect's problems are through working with them over a period of time and identifying their efficiencies or deficiencies in the business that can be improved by AI. The reality is most business owners or most businesses, certainly local businesses or the companies that will use lead gen, are owned by much older people that are very archaic with their mindset and haven't yet been exposed to the possibilities of AI like you and I have. They're probably not even using ChatGPT or Claude on a daily basis. And so when you start working with a prospect, when you start working with a number of clients and you niche down within your agency, which is the ultimate goal, then over repetition of understanding these prospects, you're going to begin to understand their problems as well as they do. And when you understand their problems, you'll start to, as an entrepreneur, create solutions to those problems. And if you can create dedicated AI-based solutions, and dare I say tech-based solutions, maybe even with a software element attached to that, you as an agency owner go from a business that is literally worth like a 3 to 5 times EBITDA multiple if you try and sell. Okay, so now I'm talking about selling an agency. We're going to get ahead of ourselves. But let's presume you're starting this business not just to make a little bit of money. You want long-term wealth. You want to make a lot of capital, and at some point you want to pull capital out of the company. Well, the best way that you're going to do that in an agency is through an exit. Okay, but agencies famously get very low multiples. Multiple is a certain number times, let's say, EBITDA. EBITDA is earnings before taxes, depreciation, earnings, and amortization. Almost forgot them. It's basically your profits of the business, okay? Famously quite low, between 3 and 5 times your profits. That's what you'll get as an agency exit. If you are technology enabled as an agency, then your multiple goes from a 3 to 5 times EBITDA to up to 15 times revenue. That is why these further systems are something that we really want to be thinking about, and where the ultimate capital is to be made long term once we truly understand our clients and the problems that they're being faced. Okay, and so then we can get into the realm of innovating industries through creating AI-based solutions. Again, I can talk about this in detail. It's probably stuff I'm going to be talking about quite a lot over the next few months on this channel. But let me know if that pricks your ears up and excites you. Big multiples, big exits in the long term. I'm not here to make a little bit of money on the front end. It's all well and good thinking about that first 10K month. What's going to happen long term? Do you want to be working earning 10K forever? When you hit, well, maybe you do. Watching this, you're thinking, oh, I'd love to earn 10K. Fair enough. Shut up, Jordan. Like, that's what I want. But some of you guys are like, nah, I don't want 10K, I want the 100K, I want the millions. I want the big exit. If you want the big exit, you want to really be thinking about further systems as you progress and as you develop. So this is really the conventional route. This is probably the lowest friction route for the majority of you starting an appointment setting service for your clients. Okay, Meta ads through to lead forms, through to high level, through to appoint-wise. What are the other options that we've got? Well, on Meta specifically, as our traffic source, we don't have to be sending traffic through to lead forms. For some clients, some niches that we're going to be working with, we will use an alternative lead generation strategy. And that will be what I call a straight sell landing page. So it's a simple landing page where we're going straight in on selling a product or service. And I've got an example for you somewhere. So this is an example. This is from one of our community members' clients. And this is for an aesthetics-based business. It's for facial injections. It's lemon bottle. And we're going straight in with a call to action. And someone can say, I want this. And they can go ahead and they can book in an appointment with the prospect directly. For the product, we are going straight in for the sale. There's no like warming up. It's like, this is the process. This is what's going to happen. This is our like guarantee. This is like our reviews and so on. It's credibility. This is a very, very simple landing page. Created on Go High Level. It will only take you a couple of hours, maybe a day initially to create a landing page like this. The thing that's going to take you the most time is the copywriting, but of course you can use AI to help you with this as well. And so this is what we call a straight sell funnel. We're going straight in for the sell. We then are going to drive traffic from that funnel through to high level. So for people that fill in their details but don't book a call, or maybe they even do book a call but we want to upsell them, and then we can plug them into a point-wise on the back end. So that is an alternative lead generation strategy. What else have we got? Well, we have lead magnet landing pages as well. So a lead magnet landing page, again, is a landing page, but this time we're going to offer something on the front end in order to lure the prospect in. Now, lead magnets can be incredibly effective for those higher ticket industries where leads are generally more expensive and we need higher qualification. Okay, so for example, real estate. If you're working with real estate clients, a very common lead magnet is a house valuation. So use our free house valuation calculator. You go onto the website, you download this calculator, or you opt into it on the website, and it's going to give you this resource. Okay, and then you've got some free value on the front end, and therefore your perception of the company has changed, and you're more likely to convert on the back end. So here's an example. Again, this is a live page. So achieve optimal digestive health with colon hydrotherapy. This is actually for a voucher. I suppose a voucher is also a lead magnet. So it's just a way to magnetize lead, and I want to opt into this free thing. There's something external that they're getting first. So we claim the voucher, they're then going to fill in their details. That information is then going to be sent to Go High Level, but they're also on the back end of this actually going to be delivered with that voucher. Same kind of things here. So we've now got our pain points. So these are pain points at the top. Then we've got how it works, the process, and then there's also another bunch of pain points so they can book appointments. We've got the pricing there as well, and then we've even got a video there. And of course, if we've got testimonials, we would add that to the landing page as well. Again, created on Go High Level, and this is a high converting landing page that has literally generated hundreds upon hundreds of leads for a real business. This is a real live landing page, a lead magnet. Okay. And again, you're going to want to test these things for your clients. I would say test them in order of this. Test them in order of what I have on screen and what I'm showing you right now. Lead forms is the most primitive form. It's the lowest, it's the low friction. Start there and then work your way through this as you're getting results. If you're not getting results on a lead form, it's unlikely you're going to get results on a straight sell landing page. If it's a sophisticated industry, if it's a commercial industry, a very professional industry, then in that instance, you may want to go straight through to a lead magnet. Okay, so it depends on the industry. Do your research on what people are actually doing in the space. Okay, so market research based on what other clients, what other people are doing in that industry. But again, straight through to high level, straight through to appointment wise. I do have another AI appointment setting system to show you in a moment on the phone side, which is pretty awesome. So hold tight for that. But I just want to give you all the variables. The next thing is, what's that doing there? Next thing is a VSL funnel. So this is really the final lead generation method, I suppose, that I would recommend to you. A VSL funnel is called a video sales letter. So it's a video that is built in order to sell you a product or a service. Okay, and I'll give an example of one of those. This is actually the Agency Launch VSL, which is our mentorship program for agency owners looking to launch, build, and scale an AI-enabled agency, so an AI appointment setting agency. And so there is a simple video landing page which runs through the process that we have. It also runs through some case studies that we've got as well, and so you can get a deep understanding of the product or service, and it'll, of course, sell you on it before you actually go ahead and book a call. But it's going to, most importantly, qualify someone and only sell the right people. Okay, a VSL is written in a way that resonates with only the right people that are suitable for your product. And then we go down on the website, we can see further credibility, we can see what the process is like, there's a whole bunch of case studies, we can see what we're actually going to learn inside the program. So for example, you also get an AI lead generation service course. You can see our reviews like we've got on Trustpilot, we've got hundreds of views there, we've got this success wall with like literally infinite scroll, it's just endless testimonials from the literally thousands of people that you can scroll down this forever and it just goes on and on and on from the like hundreds if not thousands of people. We've worked with over 4,500 agencies over the years, but there's hundreds upon hundreds of people on this landing page that have left us testimonials. And so this goes a very, very long way. This is all extra leverage when it comes to enhancing the quality of a funnel. Now, a VSL funnel like this will sometimes just have a VSL that you don't have to opt into, that you can just watch here. And other times, you will have to click a button and then opt into the VSL, and then you'll see it on a separate page. It's completely your choice which you do for your clients. But for me, I quite like just going straight in. You can go ahead and watch the VSL, and then you can go ahead and book a call with us directly. And if you don't book a call, then we're going to use systems on the back end to speak to you and try and get you to convert on the back end. Okay, so I'm letting you all know all my secrets here. This is stuff that I do for myself. Okay, full transparency. I live and breathe this stuff. Like I wouldn't be teaching it to you if I wasn't actually doing it myself. So a VSL funnel is definitely a more sophisticated funnel, but a funnel that works extremely well if you've got a great product and you can explain it and articulate it well on a video. Okay? So that's a VSL funnel. What have we got from here? Where are we going from here? So I think what I'm going to break down next, if I remember rightly, yes, is other traffic-based sources. So whilst we're looking at Meta, and Meta really is a superior platform for most businesses to be generating leads on, there are other platforms that you will use depending on the clients that you'll work with. One of those platforms is Google Ads. I will just keep that TBC there. One of the platforms is Google Ads. If you are working with a niche that is B2B, for example, or they're just selling a product or a service that can't be bought on impulse, okay? So, for example, it might be commercial cleaning is a good example of that. There is a debate of, and I do know commercial cleaning companies that run Meta ads, so they can still work well, but there is a debate on whether or not Google Ads would work better. Now, most commercial cleaning companies will be using both. But the way to think about the difference between Meta and Google is Meta is putting yourselves in the hands of potential customers and is pushing yourself in front of them. So they buy on impulse. They see this and be like, oh yeah, I need to get some cleaning done. I've been thinking about that warehouse for ages. I need to get that done. Let me opt in. Whereas Google is, I need cleaning. Let me search for it. And then I will find that solution. Okay. So if I open up Google right now and I do commercial cleaning Norwich, okay, here we go. This is a Google ad from Spire Cleaning. Straight away at the top of Google, we even see them there, so they've got some good search ranking there. It's obviously working well for them too, because they're sponsored on Google, and then they've got, it's because they're sponsored, and now they're coming up there at the top. And so this company is the only company in Norwich running commercial cleaning ads. Okay, so all these other guys, Like, they're really, really missing out. Spire are taking the cream there because they're right at the top of Google and we've got all this nice information. It's much more detailed than just a normal kind of Google. Look at it. This is limited. We've got a title and we've got a little bit of metadata. But on this Google ad, we have so much more. We've got the open times and so on. Now, if you have Google reviews, when you get past a certain number of views, you can even have like 5 stars and reviews. So then we've got instant credibility on there as well. So it elevates the status of the business. So Google Ads can be a very, very great way of generating leads for your clients. I don't actually think I've got an up-to-date Google Ads training video on this YouTube channel. So if enough of you want it, then I can always explore creating a new video. But again, this is going to depend on the clients that you're working with. Don't say, I'm going to do Meta ads and Google ads. Stick with like one thing and do that thing very, very well. The more services you add to your roster, the more complexity you're going to create in the agency, the more team members you're going to have to hire, and hence your profit margins are going to be smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, many agencies are like, oh yeah, I'm going to do Google and I'm going to do Meta and I'm going to do creative and I'm going to do email, right? And then they look at themselves when they're at 10K a month and like, I'm making 10K in revenue, but I'm profiting like 8K. And then they ask me why, and I look at the service, and it's because they've got all these different people that are managing all these different things, and they're outsourcing this, and they have no time, and they're stressed because they're trying to do too many things at once. You can be a full stack agency. You can offer lots of different services. That is absolutely fine. I have many different students or mentees who have many different services that are making multiple hundreds of thousands on a monthly basis. That is okay. But those people introduce services over time as they expanded, not in the early stages. If you're just starting out and you want to offer the best AI appointment setting or AI lead generation service possible, stick with one traffic source first, okay? And then branch out as you expand and as you're able to and not worried about squishing your profit margins, because you will make less profit. The simpler your agency is, the more profit you make. It is as simple as that, okay? I'm saying this as someone who, I'm speaking from experience, by the way. Like, we were a full stack agency at affluent.co. We offered email, we did creative, we did Meta ads, we did Google ads, we did TikTok ads, we even did Snapchat ads, all at the same time. And then we just got rid of everything, and now we only offer Meta ads and creative. Anything else, we outsource or white label to other agencies. And lots of agencies forget that. If there's services that you don't offer that your clients need, it's okay to say no to their money and give it to someone else. Build a relationship with another agency. Because what's going to happen when you refer clients to other agencies? They're going to refer clients to you. And now you've got this referral network and you're growing horizontally. And so your client acquisition doesn't just depend on cold outreach or your paid ads, for example. Okay, it's very tactical to refer clients onto other people. It saves you time and it gives you the opportunity to build relationships. Another traffic source I'd recommend, or I see happen quite a lot, is emails. Okay, so email marketing. And this can be on existing lists, so existing email lists. If you're doing that, then I'd recommend using Klaviyo. So Klaviyo is the tool that our partner email agency uses. They really are the kings when it comes to email marketing. There are other platforms like MailChimp, but Klaviyo are superior. Albeit a little bit more expensive, but if you want to be a premium email agency, this is what you want to be using. This is also what we used to use. We're still a Klaviyo Gold partner, I believe, where we've been approved because we've generated an X amount of revenue on the platform. What I love about Klaviyo is there's great data systems. You can really track what's happening on the back end. And hopefully it's not just a buzzword, because lots of people are liking to use the buzzword of AI. They're integrating AI into everything that they're doing. And I truly believe that Klaviyo will spearhead that, because they've just got so much budget and they've been so established for such a long time. So if you're offering an email-based service, then we're looking at Klaviyo. We're going to then be driving traffic through to any of these landing pages. You'll notice on Google, I didn't highlight lead forms, and it's because lead forms are something that are exclusive to Meta and to Instagram. You can't do lead forms on Google, and you can't do lead forms on email, so we are then driving traffic straight through to landing pages, and we're bypassing this lead form section. Okay, which does mean that the cost per acquisition, the cost to acquire an appointment or to acquire a client, is going to be more expensive on these. Lead forms is a lot cheaper. Okay? What is the final traffic source? It's organics. So organics, it can be creative. If you're a creative-based agency, maybe a video production agency, which is a very, very attractive agency at the moment and an attractive way to generate traffic. Content is king. So you might be a creative-based agency. But also, you could be a cold outreach agency. You could be an agency that cold calls on behalf of businesses. You could be an agency that sends cold emails, sends cold DMs. So there are a number of different organic. You could be a copywriting agency that writes LinkedIn posts. So great LinkedIn posts to generate high quality leads there. Or you could be a ghostwriting agency for Twitter. These are all different organic ways that we can generate leads. So really the world is your oyster when it comes to organics. And so what I really do like about organic side of things, if you have got experience here, now I don't recommend getting into this world if you don't have experience. I do actually think that if you're coming into this green, this is probably the least effective for you. And then same with email, same with like Google's, you can come in green. But emails and organics, I wouldn't necessarily recommend coming in completely green. I'd get into them if you have experience previously, or you know someone that's got a lot of experience that can teach you strongly. But let's say you do, then we can drive traffic through to any of these landing pages. But we can also, with organics, skip this lead generation stage and go straight through to CRM system. Because what we're doing in many cases, because we can engage in the DMs of, let's say, social media platforms, or if we're sending emails, and as far as emails are concerned, we can engage back and forth and achieve what we're trying to achieve straight away. We can get leads straight onto high level, collect their data very quickly, and then we can take over that conversation using a pointwise, okay? So we might be on organics having a conversation on email, we get them on high level, and then we take over that email conversation on high level. Or we're having a conversation on Facebook DMs, and again, we take that conversation over on high level. And so then we can introduce the automation. So we can bypass some of the lead generation if we are going down this organics route. But again, if you don't have experience in these, you don't have an unfair advantage, I would recommend starting up this traffic scale. So starting with Meta ads or Google ads. I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 on Meta or Google, depending on the niche that you're actually working with. That is really the ultimate decider. Now, the final thing I want to touch on today is another AI appointment setting system, one that I've personally been playing an awful lot with, and I'm very, very excited for the future of, and that is Synflow. Synflow are definitely the leaders right now in AI call-based systems. Okay, so human-like AI phone calls. And the system it's so exciting. Plugs into 11 Labs as the voice-based system, which you can program and have your own voice. And this is essentially going to replace the need for manual call bookings. Now, as I said, as I've highlighted to you, at the time of recording this, I find there's a better conversion rate when you actually get hold of someone on a manual call. But AI overcompensates when you have large call volume because it's calling 24/7. Okay, so you can have multiple calls running at the same time. We can then, of course, program this as detailed as possible. Again, your output is going to be as strong as your input. Synflow do have an exceptional team that have been very, very helpful for me throughout this process of setting up my own bots. And I just actually want to, instead of talking about how great they are, I actually just want to show you this system so you can see this right now. And I'm going to call up this number, and you can go ahead and do this yourself and play around with this. 6 months ago, I was sat in a mastermind room, and someone was showing me the first iteration of AI-based calling. I laughed because it was really terrible, and the latency, the time to respond was not very good. Listen to this now.
Hi, thank you for reaching out to Synthflow. I'm here to answer any questions about us and show how a demo can be booked. May I ask who I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Yeah, my name is Jordan.
Nice to meet you, Jordan. I'm excited to learn more about how Synthflow can support your goals. What brought you to us today? Are you exploring our voice AI solutions for a specific use case, or just curious about how it all works?
I'm an agency owner and I work with real estate agents, and I spend a lot of time manually calling up leads, so I wonder whether Synflow would be better for it.
Got it, Jordan. Synthflow could definitely help streamline that process for you. Our platform is great for automating lead qualification and follow-ups, which can save you a ton of time. Could you share a bit more about the volume of calls you're handling each month? That way I can tailor the demo to your needs.
About 120 calls per month at the minute. The one thing I'm worried about, though, is I kind of don't want to use any of your voices. I want it to sound like my voice. Is that possible?
Absolutely, Jordan. Synthflow offers voice cloning, so you can have the AI sound just like you. It's a great way to maintain that personal touch with your leads. Now,
so I'm going to leave it there. What's interesting about that, just from a sales, you guys know me if you watch me for a long time. I've been in sales for years and years and years. And I've made thousands and thousands of cold calls myself. Synflow, very rightly from a sales perspective, kind of ignored the first thing I said about the leads. It asked me a qualification question and said, how many leads do you generate? And I said 120, but this is my problem. It answered my objection first, and then presumably it was going to go on to talk about that call volume. Amazing. So play around with this. And this is going to be for those of you that got a little bit more call volume. It isn't the cheapest solution in the world, but again, Synflow got a really great offer, and I'll put in the description so you guys can sign up and check them out. And it is something I will undoubtedly be talking a lot more about in the future as this technology gets more and more sophisticated, which is ultimately the most exciting thing about offering this AI lead generation service. Like, we're not offering meta ads anymore with just a little creative element. We are spearheading new technology that is going to completely revolutionize entire industries, and hence our agency can offer a service that isn't just needed but is wanted by people. We get to sell the hottest, newest thing, and not just because it's a buzzword, but because it's genuinely going to change the lives of everyone we work with. And that for me is incredibly exciting, and it should be for you too. So I hope you got value from this. Subscribe for more. Take part in the competition. Let me know why you're starting an AI lead generation agency, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.